He never thought a stranger's touch could break him. But when her trembling hand reached for his, the world seemed to stop, the beeping machines, the faint scent of antiseptic, even the ache in his chest that had been there for years. All that existed was her, the billionaire heiress who had everything, begging the janitor's single dad who had nothing, "Stay with me tonight." It all started 2 weeks earlier. Ethan Cole was used to silence. The kind that echoed in empty halls after everyone had gone home, and in the small apartment where only his son's laughter made the air feel alive. At 34, he had long stopped expecting life to surprise him. He worked nights as a janitor at Crestview Medical Center, scrubbing floors and changing bins while doctors and nurses rushed past him like he was invisible. But one night, he saw her. Lila Hart. The billionaire heiress whose name was on the hospital's donation wing. She was beauty wrapped in tragedy, lying unconscious under cold white lights, her blonde hair spread across the pillow like sunlight caught in a storm. The gossip said she had been in a car accident, that she was running away from something, or someone. Ethan didn't care for rumors. But for reasons he couldn't explain, he found himself pausing every night by her door, staring at the girl who had everything and yet seemed so fragile, so human. When she finally opened her eyes days later, he was there, mopping the floor outside her room. Their eyes met, hers glassy and lost, his surprised and awkward. "Who are you?" she asked softly. "Just the janitor," he muttered, about to leave. "Wait," she whispered. "Can you stay? Just for a moment." He froze. It was past midnight, and she looked terrified, like the darkness outside her window had followed her in. Against his better judgment, he nodded. That became their quiet ritual. Every night, when the hospital fell silent, Ethan would stop by her room. They talked, about her fear of never feeling free, his son who dreamed of being a pilot, and the pain of losing people they loved. Slowly, walls began to crumble. She laughed again. He smiled again. Two broken souls, one rich in wealth, the other rich in kindness, found comfort in each other's silence. But not everyone approved. Dr. Raymond Hale, her family's chosen physician and her late father's advisor, noticed their growing closeness. "You need to remember your place, Mr. Cole," he warned coldly one night. "You're not part of her world." Ethan didn't argue. He already knew that. Still, when Lila's condition worsened one evening, her pulse dropping, alarm screaming, Ethan didn't hesitate. He ran for help, calling nurses, doing chest compressions until the doctors arrived. He saved her life that night. And when she woke up hours later, the first name she whispered wasn't her doctor's. It was his. Ethan. He stayed by her side until dawn. The following week, Lila's mother arrived, icy and powerful, wearing grief like armor. She saw Ethan and frowned as if he were dirt on marble. "My daughter needs proper care, not pity from the help," she said. Ethan stepped back, ready to disappear quietly as he always did. But Lila stopped him. "No," she said firmly. "He's the only one who sees me." Her words shattered the air. Her mother left in anger. That night, the hospital felt heavier, whispers of scandal and disapproval trailing through the halls. Ethan tried to avoid her room, afraid of making her life harder. But when he passed by near midnight, he saw her sitting up, tears glistening under the dim light. "You weren't coming," she said, her voice breaking. "I didn't want to cause trouble." "Trouble?" she scoffed weakly. "You're the only good thing that's happened to me in years." He swallowed hard. "Lila, you don't know me." "I know enough," she said, eyes pleading. "You care. You listen. And that's more than anyone else ever did." She reached for his hand then, trembling, desperate, alive. "Stay with me tonight," she whispered. And he did. He sat beside her, holding her hand until morning, listening to the faint rhythm of her heart and the soft hum of the monitors. For the first time in a long time, he felt peace. But peace never lasts. A week later, Lila was discharged under tight security. She left without saying goodbye, only a folded note left under his mop bucket. You stayed when no one else would. I won't forget you. Ethan tried to move on, for his son, for himself. Life returned to silence. Until one rainy evening, months later, a black car stopped outside his apartment. Lila stepped out, wearing no makeup, just a simple coat and a hopeful smile. I told my mother I was done living a life that didn't feel like mine, she said softly. I came to start over, if you'll have me. Ethan's throat tightened. You sure about that? She smiled faintly. Only if you stay with me. He didn't answer. He just took her hand, the same fragile hand that once trembled in a hospital bed, and held it like it was the most precious thing in the world. In that moment, neither of them was rich or poor. They were just two people who had finally found a reason to stay. The story ends where it began, with a touch. But this time, it wasn't desperation. It was love, quiet, patient, and real. Because sometimes, the most powerful words are not I love you, but stay with me tonight.